Both sides have rested in the case against city contractor Bobby Ferguson. Now it's time for lawyers to make closing arguments. 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones joins us with a preview of what the jury will be asked to consider. Ross.
Good evening, Dave. It's been a very long trial for jurors. They've had to listen to 5 weeks of testimony about alleged bid rigging, weapons charges, and a lot more. And now they've got one more day to weigh the arguments before taking the case into their own hands. Did he or didn't he? As soon as Friday, jurors in the case against Bobby Ferguson will weigh the 8 criminal charges filed against the former contractor and friend of Kwame Kilpatrick. But first, attorneys for both sides will make their closing arguments, and those start tomorrow morning. The charges against Ferguson range from orchestrating a $12 million bid rigging scheme, dumping contaminated soil on a Detroit housing project, and possessing firearms despite a previous criminal conviction that forbids him from owning any. 2 other men who worked with Ferguson are also facing charges. Throughout the case, defense lawyers have tried to distance Ferguson from his friend, former Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick, who's not on trial in this case. They've sometimes cringed when the former mayor's name was even brought up by the U.S. attorney or witnesses. Today, Judge David Lawson told jurors that even though Kilpatrick isn't a defendant, they can consider evidence and testimony about the former mayor and his alleged influence over Ferguson's work with the city. And speaking of Kilpatrick, earlier in the trial, a prosecution witness said Bobby Ferguson had access to the mayor's office thanks to a swipe card like this. Except yesterday in court, that was proven not to be true. The swipe card Ferguson had gave him access to the Guardian building downtown, not the mayor's office. As for tomorrow's hearing, I'll be blogging live on our website, WXYZ.com, so you can follow closing arguments minute by minute. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.